today we are going to do an improvised water filtering system. And all you need is a piece of wood, some kind of cutting tool, some piece of cordage, doesn't matter if it's paracord, something you made out of natural materials, polyester, whatever, some kind of container. In this case I'm using just a polyethylene water bottle that you can squeeze, that will increase the rate of the fluent. And of course some kind of container to catch everything you've just earned. So the first step in order to make our water filter is to get a piece of wood. Definitely get a piece that is non-toxic. In this case I'm using some kind of birch, and you always need to use some living green wood, nothing from the ground that has already started to crack, like this on my demo piece, but this is just for demonstration purposes that you can see how it does and is supposed to look. And what you want to do is just make it fit. Something like this, so that it matches your container. So take our water bottle that I've just filled up, and hope you can see that. You want to squeeze it in real tight. Well, like I said, demo piece, this is already dead, so okay, now it stuck. If it's fresh it's a lot easier. And then you just want to tie it to your container. Let me just unravel this piece of paracord. Okay, make a self-tightening knot. Tie this to your container. Wrap it around the wood a few times. By the way, I experimented with the size of the wood pieces, and something between 50 and 70 millimeters, which is about 2 to 2.5 inches, works great. Always think of a wine cork and you have the rough idea about the size. Well. Okay, it's just to give you an idea and to show you how this should look. I prepped something for you and let it soak for about 24 hours. And this looks like so. So we got about 2 inches of wood. We got the water container, and we also got some nylon cordage. And as you can see, this wood is totally wet, so this soaked through. And in my case, I turned it over and waited and waited and waited, and nothing happened until I realized I can squeeze it and it starts dropping pretty fast. Like so. Okay, now I'm going to release our improvised water filter and just colorate the water so that we can clearly see what's going on and if this filter works or not. Okay, locks in pretty well. By the way, this is a close-up of the filter I made. Also birch, and you always have to remove the bark completely. And now I'm going to take some, how is it called? Some food coloration you would use for baking usually. And I'm just going to pour in a bit of this, make some nice Smurf blood. Sorry for that, I got a call, but you didn't miss anything. We're just mixing up the Smurf blood. It's a bit too much, but hey, it's definitely freaking blue. Okay, we are back from the Smurf blood test, and I'm not sure if I would call this a filtering success. You can see, I would say the ones on the left, which is the material we filtered, is slightly less blue than the one on the right. But hey, you have to decide for yourself. So I just make a second test because I think it's really difficult to filter that small particles. So I'm just going to use some orange juice to make the water look less less clean. So as you can see, this is very dirty water that you would not drink in the wild. So again, we reinstall the filter, and I'm just going to hammer this back in with my knife. Okay, here we go. Then we wrap this in place. Okay, get a nice and clean container. And again, this is how it looks right now. So not very yummy. Sunlight is a little bit in my way, so I hope you can see this. And we are going to filter. And from what I can see right now, this looks really cool, really clean. So So there you go. Let's do a little bit more. There's still the slightest indentation of blue because I wasn't able to completely backwash the filter. And in the wild this is of course a one-way use filter. After you're filtered, I would say this 1 liter bottle of water completely, you should make a new one. It's not that time consuming, especially if you have a Swiss Army knife or another type of saw with you. And then it's a job of, I don't know, 10 minutes or so to get the top portion right and to round off all the edges, that you get the maximum of surface area and that it locks tightly in your container. Whew. And this is kind of time consuming and also requires a lot of power to press the water through the filter. It's really a drop by drop job. You could also just let this sit overnight, and then it should come on, it should produce some clear water for you. And the bigger your container is, the more pressure the water puts on the filter, and the more water you will get if you just let gravity work for you. Okay, just a little more so that you have a good view on this. So let's have a look. Okay, so this is the water we just filtered. Looks nicely drinkable, and this is where it came from. So in the side-by-side comparison, it's a dramatic increasement of drinkability, I would say. And from Survival Deutschland, I learned that the particle size that can travel through this leaf tree wood is about 5 micrometers, and you could also use evergreens for this, and the particle size of these is around 1 micrometer. So this is also a fact you have to keep in mind, because a leaf tree will give you a filter that can produce a little bit more water, shorter amount of time, and a evergreen, well, I have to catch my breath. This was really power and time consuming. Will give you a filter that filters a bit more, a little bit more clean and safe, but therefore it will consume more of your time. And if you give me a second, I will fill this dirty water in a container so that we can do a side-by-side comparison through glass and not through this PET bottle. So hang on. Okay, I got another glass. My wife is probably going to kill me because I mess everything up in the kitchen. But hey, that's worth it. If only one person gets a use from this, I'm very, very happy. Okay, so as you can see, not very clean. You certainly wouldn't drink this in the wild, even if it's just orange juice. You never know if you're out there. And this is the water quality that we just filtered. You can see significant difference. And from the top, okay, it's probably not the best view, but also big difference. Okay, thanks again to Survival Deutschland. I will put a link to his channel below. He also made a video about that, and I got the idea from him. So very big thanks and shout out, and definitely check out his video and channel. So stay tuned, bye bye.